Well, I first put on this play in, 2009 in Glasgow, in the Tron Theatre. It was part of Glasgow, and it was strange actually because, I thought it was a wee bit controversial maybe, but when I turned up at the first night, there were, must have been at least 500 people demonstrating in the street outside, because they were all furious about it. And there were Catholics there and there were Evangelical Baptists there, and these are two groups of church people that usually hate each other, but they'd both come together in hating me. So I'd done my little bit for church unity, which I was very proud of. And then what happened was that the television cameras were there, and then it got onto the BBC website, and then the news of this got all around the world, and within a couple of days I was getting messages and getting responses from everywhere: Israel, South Africa, South America, North America, Australia. Probably about 300,000, 400,000, maybe even 500,000 people all around the world had very, very strong opinions about what I was doing. And the strange thing was that this was just in a tiny theatre that seated 30. And we ran for 5 days, so about 150 people saw the show, but yet massive numbers of people heard about it, got excited about it, got very angry about it, but also were very supportive of what I was trying to do. So it was extremely, it was a really live, a very controversial topic. Of course, all the people that hated it didn't know the first thing about it. They thought that I was having nuns urinating on Bibles. And I mean, literally, they had the wildest speculation as to what I was doing. And they were carrying placards that said things like, "God says my son is not a pervert." Really very hurtful things. And when I remember some friends of mine spoke to them and they said, "Why are you so angry about the show you know nothing about? Wouldn't it be a good idea to read it?" And they said, "No, you don't need to go near a sewer to know that it stinks." So it provoked a lot of very extreme hostility. And Glasgow, they were stalked by the tabloid press. The poor people running the box office at the Tron got a lot of very, very abusive and very aggressive messages. I was actually very frightened. I felt very exposed and quite traumatized because actually, of course, this isn't a blasphemous play at all. Not in the slightest. It's a very respectful play. And eventually I managed to show it to my vicar, and she said, "It's a work of devotion," which is rather more what I intended.